My name is Clinkscales. I'm the Director of Strategic Planning and Performance Management for Palm Beach County. I did this for a number of years, like 25 years for the private industry, and now I'm trying to bring it public. You think change is difficult in the private industry? Try doing it for Palm Beach County or any municipality. It's very, very difficult. Think like a county, operate like a Fortune 500 company. What do I mean? Think like a county, meaning everything that we do in the county is for the residents. 1.4 million people within Palm Beach County is bigger than actually some states, and definitely some major cities. 1.4 million people are residents. We have 6,600 employees in Palm Beach County working for the county, and about 12,000 if you account the municipalities, the cities as well. But when I say think like a county, I want us to remember to think resident customer first. In the county, it's not about profit and loss. It's not about trying to make money. It's about how we treat the residents in the county, providing the services that actually make their life paradise in Palm Beach County. But we should not do that without thinking about strategy, mission, goals, objectives, being innovative, process-oriented, data-driven, continuous process improvement, and building high-performance teams. So what is Palm Beach County? We have a record number of unemployment in Palm Beach County. Everyone's working. It's a great, we call it, Palm Beach County, we call it paradise. We have palm trees, beautiful water, green. I mean, I moved here from Boston, 25 years in Boston. And I tell you, every morning I wake up, the worst day in Palm Beach County is better than the very, very best day in Boston. Believe me. And I love Boston. I love Martha's Vineyard. I love Boston. I went to Boston University, but oh my God, living in Palm Beach County, it's paradise. Gaining jobs. Almost 20,000 in 2018. 22,000 people move to Palm Beach County every year. Record-breaking 8 million visitors constantly coming to enjoy the beach, which is free, and palm trees. So I asked the county, April 2nd will be a year of me in this new role for Palm Beach County, Director of Strategic Planning and Performance Management. I asked the county, what would it take for us to operate like an orchestra? How many of you guys have been to an orchestra? I am reminded of a story where one guy was telling me about how he was in college. He had a roommate, and his roommate had got a position in the school orchestra. And he wanted this guy to come and hear him for the first time. So the guy got out of class, and he went to the night where they were going to be performing, and he got there early. And when he got there early, the cellos were tuning up, the flutes were tuning up, the violins were tuning up, all of the different sections were tuning up. And it sounded like mass chaos. Now, when each individual unit played, they sounded pretty good. But when they all started tuning up, it was mass chaos. But then the conductor showed up. And he said that when the conductor walked up front and got behind the podium, all eyes went on the conductor. And all instruments went up. And they began to play something that was phenomenal. That's strategy. That's what we needed to create in Palm Beach County. One strategy, one vision, one mission, one goal, one objective, and joint performance measures where everybody was working in one accord. So I asked them, what will it take to county? 35 different departments in the county. You can translate this to your organization. What I'm going to talk about today, you can apply in any organization. Orchestra, to organize, to arrange, to plan, and to mobilize. You're going to organize, you're going to arrange your department, you're going to do some planning, and you're going to mobilize and do employee engagement like never before. I asked every single department in Palm Beach County, if this is organization A, and this is organization B, and this organization is one-sided, policy mismatch, just run on employees, no reward, no feedback, or bad feedback, or just criticism, and no recognition. You just continue to feel like the work is just piling up on you. And over here, there's alignment, there's goals. You know what performance looks like. There are metrics to actually measure their performance. You have team recognition, not just individual recognition, you have team recognition. And you have ongoing feedback. I said, where are you? I asked public safety, engineering, fire rescue, community service, youth services. Where's your organization? 1 to 10. Palmtran, which is the transportation department. Almost in every single department, they raise their hand. A 2, a 3, a 4. The highest I got from a department was a 5.5. That was the selling point right there. To say we need to, I said, well, would you rather work for an organization like this or like this? Now I got to listen. But then I said, you know what? It's not just organization. The organization is made up of people and employees. We got to change the mindset of each individual in the 6,600 amount of employees that we have in Palm Beach County. So I asked them, I said, in terms of characteristics of the people that you work with, do they have these characteristics? They give credit, they compliment, they embrace change, they forgive others, they read every day, accept responsibility, they talk about ideas, they continue to learn. Successful people. Then I said, what about people in organizations that have these characteristics? Sense of entitlement, they criticize, they fear change, they secretly hope others fail, they never set goals, they blame others for their failures. I said, how many people have how many of you have people in your organization that exhibit these qualities? And how many exhibit these qualities? In all the departments that I talked to, they said they have quite a few people over here. So that let me know, and let them know, we have to do something in terms of employee engagement, employee morale, and teamwork. So what do? I started off by telling the Board of County Commissioners and the department's heads that we need to model, you need to model a high-performance team. When you get together, the Board of County Commissioners, we have 7. When they see you, when the 6,600 employees see you, they need to see the leadership of a high-performance team. That you guys are coming together and working together and solving problems for the betterment of the county. So how do we go from good to great? One of the things that I had, very, very subtle. I used to be a management consultant for about 25 years. The greatest thing is to walk into a company and have them really, really fail, because you know you're going to get a contract. I mean, if you got a really good sales pitch on process improvement, operational excellence, and I've been doing this for years, balance scorecards and all that, you're going to get a contract. What happens when the department or the organization or Palm Beach County already feels that they're great, they're good? You got to, unfortunately, stroke the ego. So I titled everything from the very beginning, going from good to great. Yes, departments, you're doing a phenomenal job for the residents. Yes, community service. Yes, youth services. And they work. Response to hurricanes, EOC, the public safety department. Phenomenal job. Individually, all working in silos. But how do we go to excellence? What is prohibiting us from being the very, very best county in the United States? I said it all starts with mission and vision. I brought up, when I came on board in April, I looked at the original vision and the mission for the county. When you see a vision that's an entire page long, you know something's broken. When you see a mission statement that is a whole paragraph or half a page, something needs to be fixed. The mission should be something you can fit on the back of your business card and can roll off of the tongue of every employee. So that's what I've begun to do. The very first thing is re-engineer the vision, because it says, without a vision, the people perish. If you do not have a vision, everyone is going to do something different. So we started with the mission, the vision, came up with strategic goals and objectives. This is me actually selling it at the very top. So cultural transformation is going to require you just get everybody on board and really start at the top. The leadership has to be on board. These are our commissioners. Now, if you can get, for the county, equivalent to your C-level at your company, to agree to a 2-hour workshop on strategic planning and performance management at the convention center, you have commitment. So this was a 2-hour session of them listening to me talk about strategy, vision, mission, goals, and objectives. And I had already done a SWOT analysis. First thing I did when I came on board, I met with every single department director, 35 of them. And I asked a SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of the county? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What's the threats? 2 things were unclear. The first one, silos. We operate in silos. Nobody talks to each other. I found out out of 35 departments, you may have 6 departments all working housing and homelessness, or something related to substance abuse, or something related to public safety, and they're not talking to each other. The other was HR. That's another story. But that's me selling it at the very high level. Once I got their commitment, we came out of that session with a new vision. Think strategically, anticipate the future, ensure that decisions we make today have a lasting value. That's sustainability. So that means if I leave, or the commissioners leave, or the department heads leave, it's in the culture. They agreed to that. And then he said, hashtag, we don't just do it, we do it better. That's good. I mean, when the commissioners and the department heads say that, it's good. So then we re-engineered our mission and got it down to where everybody could say it and memorize it. To drive a continuous improvement culture of excellence that achieves a measurably high level of public satisfaction. Now notice some of the words in there. This is accounting. Continuous improvement culture that they're agreeing to. Think about your organization. You want a continuously improved culture. Measurably says we are willing to hop on the scale. I tell every single person in Palm Beach County, every time that I talk to them, if you want to lose weight, you have to be willing to get on the scale. You'd be surprised how many people don't want to know how bad it is. You'd be surprised. They really do not. You have to convince them that if you get on the scale, that's the beginning of change. So get on the scale. Be willing to get on the scale. Then we came up with and approved 6 strategic priorities. Now, mind you, what we're trying to accomplish is something that every single department, 35 departments in Palm Beach County, every employee, 6,600 employees, when they look at the vision and they look at the strategic priorities, they can see where they fit. If you are doing a job where you don't see where you fit in the purpose, as they said earlier today, the purpose, not the job responsibility, the purpose, then something's wrong. So we had to strategically come up with 6 strategic priorities that all these departments and all these people felt that they had a role in. Economic development, housing and homelessness. Big problem. You saw how many people are moving to Florida in West Palm Beach. Housing and homelessness is crazy. It's a challenge for us. Environmental protection, infrastructure, public safety. And this one right here, 3, 4, 5 years ago, this would have never been on the list. But the heroin and opioid epidemic is real in Florida. And Florida is one of the top. So we had to make it a strategic priority. We had to put all hands on deck to try to solve this. our core values, fundamental competence, unwavering commitment, creative leadership, interactive communication. Core values. Now, I'm going to challenge your thinking. When I got to understand that this is accounting, government. Let's say that they've been in the time warp, because a lot of the innovative thoughts and ideas that have happened over the decades, they're not really used to. So when I say performance management, all they thought about was metrics. And I said, no, performance management is more than metrics. It is an integration of decades and decades of ideas and what we used to call a consulting flavor of the month. You remember total quality management? Process mapping. ISO 9000 auditing. I was an auditor. It said everything needs to be documented, effective, and maintained. Benchmarking. Phenomenal tool. Quality circles. When quality circles came out, it said, you know what? Quality is not just the quality assurance organization or the quality control department. Quality is everyone's responsibility. High performance teams. Balanced scorecards. Lean Six Sigma. Lean, take the waste out. Six Sigma, solve the problem. Bring them together, Lean Six Sigma. And then business process reengineering. How many remember Michael Hammer? BPR. When that came out, oh my gosh, it was a consultant's dream. It's like, oh, we can help you re-engineer your processes. Business process reengineering. I'm telling the Palm Beach County that you need all of these. All of these. You guys need all of these tools and techniques. There's sometimes you're going to need to benchmark another company or benchmark another process. You know what I say? Benchmarking. Back in the day, and I think it's still the same, the #1 company in collections that does collections, that's the best in collections, who do you think it is? Somebody's going to say IRS. But who do you think it is? The #1 company that does collections.
Libraries.
You know what it is? American Express. I use that as an example because sometimes the things that you need to benchmark is not the next company. You know, Pepsi doesn't necessarily need to benchmark Coca-Cola. Sometimes you pick out a process or a particular area in your department and you say, okay, what other organizations or companies are doing very, very good in that area? And you study what they do. So it's thinking out of the box. It's not just taking, oh, if I'm in transit, you know, I work with Palm Tran in West Palm Beach, let me just benchmark links in Orlando. Think out of the box. So performance management is the integration. So what did I have to do? All of these concepts are new to Palm Beach County. It may be new to your department, your company, your organization. If I would have walked in and said, well, everybody needs to be black belt. Everybody needs to be Lean Six Sigma certified. When my announcement came out and it said, Dr. Keith Clinkscales, Lean Six Sigma black belt, you know how many people asked me, why does me having a black belt have anything to do with my new position? They really thought I was the new guy that was going to jack people up. I literally had a director come up and say, man, I always wanted to get my black belt. You know, I've been working on it, I got a yellow belt, but I just can't see it. I had another director ask me, well, what's a KPI? I had to literally take a step back and say, I introduce these concepts in a way that they are actually implementing 5S or Lean Six Sigma or benchmarking, but not scare them away with the technology that we all take for granted. I was saying KPI, and then I realized when that person said to me, I said, you know what? I got to change the way I address them and assume that they know what I'm talking about. Key performance indicators. He's like, oh, okay, now I understand. So what I did, you all have heard of lunch and learns. How about you reinvent lunch and learns and call it Feed Your Mind? And so at lunchtime, One of the first things I did when I came on board, I said, I have to do a training blitz. I gotta get these concepts into everybody. So I disguised them in lunch and learns. And I used myself and all the experts that I know. Clinkscales was going to deliver Performance Management 101. This guy, strategic implementation of high-performance teams. Millennials, a strategic discussion. You know why? Because everybody wants to know how am I going to integrate millennials? What motivates them? Why are they different? Why do they want to work at home? Why do they not want to work? Why do they want to work and be the vice president after they've been there for 2 months? All those types of things have to be considered when you think about the fact that we're going to have tons of millennials coming into the workplace. What is our strategy for integrating millennials? They have a different reward structure. They are not. When I met with all the different departments in Palm Beach County, you know how the average number of years they have been working there? I mean, I met people 29 years, 30 years, 25, 18. Who does that anymore? When we were going through a recession in 2008, 2009, they were all still working. Government is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, seriously, really, really good jobs, really, really good benefits. The only downside is that the innovation. How do you keep their minds fresh with all of these concepts we're talking? So I started doing all of these training blitzes. Training blitzes. Cultural transformation requires tons of education and training in ways that they can understand it and that are less threatening. So I recommend you go back and figure creative ways to bring these concepts to them. If you walk in, swinging, we're going to do balanced scorecard, we're going to do. What BJ said this morning was just epic. He said, methods do not change an organization. People. Plan to check that, Lean Six Sigma, TQM is not going to change the organization. People. So I did a SWOT analysis. And I told you the top two, silos and HR. Break the silos. Develop internal customer service metrics. Out of the 35 different departments, we have what I call service departments. OFB, Office of Financial Management Budget, Purchasing, Facilities, ISS, the systems group. Their customers are the other departments. So they really thought they were pretty much off the hook for any of this kind of stuff. They really didn't see their internal departments as customers. Whole re-education. Whether you have internal customers or external customers, they all need to be treated with excellence. And as he said earlier today, the customer experience needs to be really, really good. Customer delight. So we had to put in customer service metrics of how I treat you, the next department, and then benchmarking and metrics. Let's open our minds and begin to benchmark what others do. To break the silos, started implementing cross-department. Each department has about 4 or 5 divisions with division directors. Each one of those were siloed. So we have to create cross-division teams, and then even some cross-functional teams. If you have a team that is led by a director or someone in leadership, and all of the people on that team sort of report to that person, you don't have a good team. If you have a team where all of the people are from the same exact department, you don't have a good team. There's no diversity there. There's no levels. People are going to feel, in that case, the innovation is not going to occur. If you have levels that are not checked at the door, people feel like there may be some retribution to sharing or openly contributing, you're not going to have a good high-performance team. Strategy is facilitated from top down, but it's implemented from the bottom up. If you really want to succeed at That's strategy, vision, mission, goals, objectives, performance measures, get the people involved. Employee engagement. If you can engage your employees, imagine if back in the day when people used to talk around the coffee pot or the water bubbler and complain about how bad the company is. That still happens, but usually it's at lunchtime or on break time. What if you could change all of that to people who are not problem finding but problem solving? They're working together to solve problems. So how do we do this? Cross-department teams were needed to enable convergence. They had to see each other as individual, but when they come together, they converge and they're unstoppable. I want to show you this. I want you to see me in the back, the little black guy. That's cultural transformation. That's re-engineering. That's working smarter. That's supposed to harder. That's me saying, no, all the way you've been doing it is just too much effort for me. But I also want you to see something. I want you to see, you see this guy? That's millennials coming behind you. They're going to benefit from you being a change agent. They're going to benefit from that. So, put words to action. The first cross-department team in Palm Beach County. Can you imagine putting together a team where all these, that's not all departments. This is out of the 35. These are the ones who actively had some role, some money, some resources being spent in economic development. And they were doing it all in the silo. Now, they're part of a team. Housing and homelessness. These are all the departments who are dedicated to reducing homelessness and increasing affordable housing. Environmental protection. All the departments in the county that's focused on environmental protection. Infrastructure. All the companies, all the departments focus on infrastructure. Notice, that's public transportation, libraries, airports, resilience, cooperative extension, engineering, fire rescue. All working on the strategy. Public safety, substance use and behavior disorders. Risk management, public safety, county attorney, parks and recreation. Do you know the #1 place where suicides are committed from drugs is in the parks? They were addressing, they weren't talking to any other department. Where's libraries at? No, not this one. Fire rescue, risk management, all working on one accord. And then you have all of these great software providers that are here today. We're fortunate. We have a state-of-the-art ISS department who created homegrown eKPI. So when I came on board, the departments wouldn't embrace it. My mission was to get every single department using the eKPI system. Because ISS had created it, they had no leverage to get people to use it. Do you know, while I'm here, by March 18th, every single department was required to submit all their output and outcome measures in eKPI. And they're not on board. Because you manage what you measure. All this is for naught if we can't measure. And that's what this scorecard, every department has a traffic light scorecard. The red is where we need to focus our attention. The yellow is good, bad, somewhere in between. And green, we're on target. And I educated the entire county on the traffic light. Very, very simple. You know red is bad, you know green is go, You know, yellow is warning. And this is where we are. In summary, we create an environment where every department, the entire county wins. And you want to see what the result is? Awards, 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 awards. I made the mistake of asking every department to send me the awards that your department has received over the last 2 years. And it never stopped coming. And I had to include them all. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
In a smaller organization where you have limited resources, what strategies do you have to sort of prioritize and know that we can only work on so many objectives? Otherwise, we stretch ourselves too thin and then nothing gets done. So what are your thoughts on how to make sure you stay focused?
Obviously you do the 80-20 rule. You prioritize, and then you, I always tell folks, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you take the 80-20 rule and you do the biggest bang for the buck. And if you asked around, what is the number one issue associated, when I did the SWOT analysis, that's a good way to do it as well. They said silos, break the silos, and get HR to be a better department. Because we depend on our people. So HR was an issue for most of the departments. And so we focus on those two. You see everything, their teams and everything that we did is focused on that one, silos, breaking the silos. So do the 80-20 rule, do a SWOT analysis, and focus on what you can do one bite at a time. Any other questions?
Just curious, when you brought these cross-department teams together, did everyone get an equal vote? Or like when you're doing public safety, was public safety taking the lead?
Well, when we bring the teams together, the one who has the biggest skin in the game, that has most money being spent, and whose charter mainly is like we have a public safety department, so that's the team leader. But they need all the other players on the football team. So you have a quarterback, and then you have all the other players. And we did that for each team. So sort of the department that stands out is pretty obvious in each team.
So, some of the teams on the slides are very critical functions. For example, fire and rescue, right? How did you motivate them to manage both the process excellence or operational excellence along with their critical functions? Like one cannot go separate of others. So I was thinking.
I wish I could. There's another slide that I have that I used to educate that shows the hierarchical organization, and then on the other side of it is the how you operate, or the best way to operate, which is all teams. So I say that you still need the hierarchical for it has its role, but the way the work needs to get done has to be cross-functional in order. So it's an education process. They realize that the structure is needed, but they also realize that the team structure is even more important.
But I have a similar question. Isn't the resourcing of it? I mean, if they, fire rescue is the obvious one that came up every time. They are critical to basic, safety in the whole county.
Yes.
And yet you're asking them to go to 6 meetings a week or whatever it is on top of different people. I'm just wondering how they deal with that.
Very, very, very key. You heard earlier, and you always hear that there's too many meetings, correct? I have a different premise. You have too many ineffective meetings. You have too many meetings that don't have an agenda, that don't have a purpose, that are not data-driven. If you can change that, you can shrink the meetings, but you can also make them more effective. The other is, the number one thing that a lot of the team members start off with was, that's not my job, I didn't sign up for that. That's all extra. I have to convince them through tons of training that this is your job. As a matter of fact, did you see you saw the donkey who? If we make your job easier, then you'll be able to do, because most of them are busy doing things that have been just grown over years after years after years. And if you peel back the onion, it's stuff that they shouldn't even be doing. So I have to get them to think differently about their work, and that the work that you're going to do, I'll give you the end result. They're more fulfilled in their role and their job, every single team member I've talked to, being part of teams than they were before there was a team. Because they were just coming in doing their job responsibility. But now they have purpose, and they can see the organization transforming and changing. We can talk more about it. I'll be around. Any other quick questions? I'll be around today and tomorrow. And again, I applied this in private industry. So I work with Fortune 500 and 1,000 companies. It's not just a county thing. So I'll be willing to talk to you about a little bit about my experiences going forward. Thank you.